You know what you want to say. The words are right there, in your head, clear as day. But when you open your mouth, nothing, or worse, something clumsy, something that doesn't land, something that makes people look at you like you're speaking a different language. We all struggle with this, in meetings, in relationships, in everyday conversations that should be simple, but somehow become complicated. Communication is the thing that makes the world work. It's how we connect, how we persuade, how we love, how we lead, but nobody really teaches us how to do it well, until now. This is the Communication Book by Mikael Krogerus and Tschäppeler. 44 ideas, 4 sections, 1 goal, to make you better at the most important skill you'll ever have. Better conversations, better relationships, better results. It all starts with how you communicate. Part 1. Work. How to be heard. When it matters. Let's start where most of us spend most of our time. Work. You walk into a meeting, you have an idea, a good one. But when you speak, nobody listens. Or they listen and then forget. Or they credit someone else when they repeat it 5 minutes later. Why? Because being right isn't enough. You have to communicate right. Cialdini's 6 Principles of Persuasion. Robert Cialdini found 6 universal triggers that make people say yes, not manipulation, psychology, understanding what moves people. 1. Reciprocity. Give first. If you want something, offer something. Help someone before you ask for help. The order matters. 2. Authority. People trust experts, so show your expertise, not by bragging, by demonstrating. Wear your metaphorical white coat. Display your credentials. Make it clear you know what you're talking about. 3. Consistency. People trust people who are consistent, so stick to your message. Don't chase every trend. Be the person others can predict and rely on. 4. Consensus. We follow the herd, show that others are doing it. People who bought this also bought. Social proof works. 5. Scarcity. We want what's rare. Highlight limited availability. Create urgency, not through pressure, but through genuine limitation. 6. Liking. We say yes to people we like. Build rapport. Find common ground. Compliment genuinely. Cooperate instead of competing. Master these 6 principles and you stop hoping people listen. You make them want to. The elevator pitch. You have 30 seconds, maybe less, to explain your idea, your project, your entire business. Most people ramble. They over-explain. They lose their audience in the first 10 seconds. Here's the structure that works. What problem do you solve? For whom? How are you different? What do you want from me right now? That's it. Clear, simple, memorable. Practice it until you can say it in your sleep, because opportunities don't wait for you to figure out your pitch. How to run better meetings. Meetings are where productivity goes to die, but they don't have to be. Ban smartphones. Seriously, nothing kills focus faster than everyone checking their phones. Use a timer. Give each topic a time limit. When time's up, move on. Respect everyone's time. Make people stand. Stand-up meetings are faster. Nobody lingers when their legs are tired. And here's the most important rule. End with action. Every meeting should conclude with clear next steps. Who does what by when? No exceptions. If a meeting doesn't produce action, it shouldn't have happened. Part 2, the self, the conversations inside your head. Now let's talk about the hardest conversations, the ones you have with yourself. The Johari window. There are 4 versions of you. The you that you know and others see, the you that you know but others don't, the you that others see but you don't, and the you that nobody sees. Most people live in that first square, the safe zone, but growth happens when you explore the others. Ask for feedback, real feedback. What's one thing I could improve? Listen without defending. That's how you see what others see. Share more of yourself. Not everything, but enough to let people in. Vulnerability builds trust. And explore your blind spots. The patterns you repeat without realizing, the habits that hold you back. Self-awareness isn't comfortable, but it's essential. Nonviolent Communication, created by Marshall Rosenberg. 4 steps to communicate without blame, shame, or escalation. 1. Observe without judgment. When you didn't respond to my email, not when you ignored me. 2. Express your feeling. I felt worried, not you made me feel worried. 3. State your need. I need clarity on deadlines, not you need to be more responsible. 4. Make a request. Could we agree on a response time? Not you have to answer faster. This shifts conversations from combat to collaboration, from accusation to understanding. Try it. You'll be amazed how much changes when you remove blame from your words. The rocking chair test. Imagine yourself at 80, sitting in a rocking chair, looking back at your life. What will you regret not doing? What will you wish you'd said? Who will you wish you'd spent more time with? Now make decisions based on that, not on fear, not on what's easy, on what your 80-year-old self will thank you for. This isn't about being morbid. It's about perspective, about cutting through the noise and focusing on what actually matters. Most of our daily stress? Future, you won't even remember it, so why let it control you now? Part 3. Love and friendship, connection that lasts. Let's get real. Relationships are hard, not because love is complicated, but because communication is. What's Lowick's axiom? You cannot not communicate. Even silence communicates. Even doing nothing sends a message. Your body language, your tone, your timing, everything speaks. So stop pretending you're not communicating when you shut down, when you avoid, when you say I'm fine, when you're clearly not. If you're going to communicate anyway, do it intentionally. Say what you mean what you say. Don't leave people guessing. Proust's questionnaire. Want to really know someone? Ask them questions that matter. Not how was your day, but what do you regard as the lowest depth of misery? Marcel Proust created a questionnaire that reveals character, your greatest fear, your favorite virtue, what you'd like to be, who you'd want to be if not yourself. These aren't small talk. These are the questions that create real connection. Save them for people you care about. The answers will surprise you, and they'll bring you closer. The sorry matrix. Not all apologies are equal, and not every situation needs one. High fault, high damage, full apology. Take responsibility. Make amends. High fault, low damage, quick acknowledgement. My bad, won't happen again. Low fault, high damage, empathy without blame. I'm sorry that happened. How can I help? Low fault, low damage, nothing. Don't apologize for existing. Don't say sorry for things that aren't your responsibility. Over-apologizing weakens your words. Save your apologies for when they matter. And when you give them, mean them. The 6-word rule. In arguments, tension escalates fast. Words get sharper. Volume rises. Nothing gets resolved. Here's a circuit breaker. Limit yourself to 6 words. Forces you to slow down, to choose carefully, to cut through emotion and get to the point. I need space right now. That hurt me. Here's why. Let's pause and talk tomorrow. 6 words, clear, controlled, effective. Try it next time things get heated. You'll be amazed how much power simplicity has. Part 4. Words and meanings. What you say versus what they hear. This is where communication gets tricky, because what you say isn't always what people hear. The framing effect. The same information, presented differently, creates different reactions. This surgery has a 90% survival rate. Sounds reassuring. This surgery has a 10% death rate. Sounds terrifying. Same fact, different frame, different emotional response. Everything you communicate is framed by your word choice, by your tone, by the context. Be intentional about your frames, because people respond to how you say it, not just what you say. The encoding-decoding model. You encode a message, I decode it. But we don't share the same code book. You say, let's talk soon and mean next week. I hear tomorrow. You say, I'm fine and mean, leave me alone. I hear everything's okay. Miscommunication isn't about bad intentions. It's about different interpretations. So clarify. Repeat back what you heard. Ask what they mean. Don't assume. FOMO, fear of missing out. Social media makes everyone feel like they're missing something. The best party, the best life, the best version of themselves. But here's the truth. You can't experience everything. Choosing one thing means not choosing another. That's not missing out. That's being human. Stop comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. Focus on what's in front of you, not what's happening somewhere else. Real connection happens when you're present, not when you're scrolling, worried about what you're missing. Euphemisms, when softness hides truth. We're letting you go. Downsizing, right-sizing, all ways to avoid saying, you're fired. Euphemisms soften reality. Sometimes that's kind, sometimes it's cowardice. If you're delivering hard news, be direct. Not cruel, but clear. Don't hide behind corporate speak. Respect people enough to tell them the truth. And when someone uses euphemisms on you, ask for clarity. What exactly are you saying? Don't let vague language leave you confused. The peak end rule. People don't remember experiences accurately. They remember the peak, the best or worst moment, and the end. That's it. Not the duration, not the average. The peak and the end. So if you want people to remember a conversation, a presentation, a relationship positively, create a strong moment and end well. Don't let things fizzle out. Don't end on a low note. Finish strong. That's what they'll remember. Communication is a practice, not a talent. Here's what most people get wrong. They think communication is a talent, something you're born with or you're not. But it's not. It's a skill, a practice, something you get better at through repetition, awareness, and intention. You don't need to master all 44 ideas at once. Pick one, try it today, in your next meeting, in your next conversation, in your next argument. Maybe it's the elevator pitch. Maybe it's nonviolent communication. Maybe it's the 6-word rule. Start small, build from there. Because every conversation is an opportunity to connect better, to be understood better, to understand better. Communication isn't just about talking. It's about listening. It's about curiosity. It's about caring enough to make sure your words land the way you intend them to. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more clarity, more honesty, more connection. And that starts with you, with how you show up, with what you say, with how you listen. So the next time you're about to speak, in a meeting, in a relationship, in a moment that matters, choose your words carefully. Say what you mean what you say, because communication is what makes the world go round. And when you do it well, everything changes. Thank you for dedicating your time to this journey. We truly value your perspective and believe your insights help everyone grow. We gently invite you to share your thoughts and reflections. Please provide your feedback under the comments section. Consider this a meaningful step in our shared learning process. To keep receiving content designed to nurture your focus and development, please join the Focus Me community by subscribing. We look forward to building this path together.